Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our weekly session. We're going to give a minute for people to come in, and as you're coming in, I'm going to invite you to join me in a little warm-up as per usual. Good morning, welcome. All right, let's do a little warm-up, okay? So stand up, and let's just take a deep breath all the way in through our noses and out through our mouths. All the way, good. In and out. Okay, now we're gonna do some total body tense and release to kind of get some of the kinks and the stiffness out from overnight. So come on in, stand up. We're gonna stand with our feet a little bit wider than shoulder width distance apart, and we're gonna shift all of our weight over to one leg as we inhale, bringing our feet together, our arms up over our heads, and as we exhale, we're gonna squeeze every muscle in our bodies. Good. All right, let's do it again. Feet wider than shoulder width distance apart. Inhale, bringing your arms up over your head. Exhale and squeeze. Okay, we're gonna do it again, but this time on the exhale, we're gonna bring our arms out to the side, and when you get here, you can flex and extend your wrists up and down, okay? So inhale, arms coming up over the head, feet together, exhale and squeeze out. Awesome. And when you're here, this is also a good chance to check in and note if there's any muscles that you've forgotten to squeeze. I think I've said this before, I usually forget to squeeze my butt. So I get out here, I check in, I'm like, oh, tighten it up. The more muscles you can contract, the more benefit you're gonna get out of this exercise, okay? So one more time, out to the side. Inhale, arms come up, feet come together. Exhale, squeeze every muscle in your body. And let it out. Great. So now that we've wrung out all of that stuck, stagnant chi, we gotta brush it off of us. So brush. Good. Get every part of your body, arms, legs, chest, stomach, butt, back, face, head, neck, and then just shake it off the tips of your fingers. Awesome. Okay. And if you're here already, drop a note and let me know if the sound is okay. We don't have the microphone this week because of a funny story that I'll tell you in just a second. So just let me know if you can hear me, and then we're gonna keep going. Good morning, welcome. Okay. Okay, I'm not getting any notes that they can't hear, so I'm gonna assume the sound is fine. So, who needs a break this week? I need a break. Who needs a break regularly? I need a break regularly. You know, each week when I'm trying to figure out what we're going to talk about, I try to pay attention to what's been showing up for me, what's been showing up for my patients, because I've experienced that, you know, we're all living on the same planet. We're all living in the same kind of cultural environment, the same pressures, and so if something is showing up for some of us, it's probably showing up for a lot of us. And so I like to tap into that and use that as a guide to see what we're going to talk about. And this week I was trying to figure it out. I was like, what am I going to talk about? I can't think of anything. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I just need a break. And then I was like, oh, maybe that's it. Maybe we all need a break. Maybe we need a break today. So that became the topic of the week. And as I was getting ready to go live, I was plugging everything in. I was trying to make sure that the microphones were ready to go. And then all of a sudden my phone, which is what I filmed this on, flashed up the low battery signal because I had forgotten to charge my phone overnight. So the same slot that I use to charge the phone is the slot that the microphone plugs into, and so I can't do both at the same time. So right now my phone is charging, and we're just using the microphone that's built into the phone to communicate with each other. But I thought it was so funny that happened, because of course, if I don't charge my phone, it's not gonna work. Not only is it not gonna work, what's it gonna do when the battery totally runs out? It's gonna die, right? We say it's dying. And we are not machines. We're so much better than machines. And yet, how many of us are guilty of not taking as good a care of ourselves as we take care of our machines, right? I plug in my phone at least once a day, either overnight or during the day if I've forgotten to overnight. And I am totally guilty sometimes of forgetting to plug myself in to recharge. It is absolutely critical that we do the things that recharge our batteries and nourish us so that we don't stop working and die, right? Like our phones do. So I hope that this is resonating with a lot of you. I want today's session to be very light. I want it to be a nice break. We're gonna do some Qigong just to really stretch, some yummy stretches to get the kinks out, to get the tension out, and then we'll probably do a little light meditation, and then I'm gonna let you guys go, hopefully for a weekend of relaxation. I did wanna say one other thing about the phone, which is that as I was thinking about, I really need a break, the other thought that kept coming in is, but I have so much to do. And I was trying to think ahead in terms of not the hours, but the days to when was the next time I was gonna actually have time to be able to take a break, because there's so much going on for all of us right now. And I was thinking like days into the future. And that's not acceptable. We need to rest every single day. And so I was thinking, how can we maximize the little bits of time that we have to get true rest? And as I was talking to a lot of my patients this week, this is the thing that kept showing up, which is that when we're really fully present in the moment, time slows down. The world becomes less complicated, right? Because we're only dealing with the now. We're not dealing with the now plus regrets and memories about the past and worries and future planning about the future all at once. And the thing that I think takes a lot of us out of the now lately is our phones, right? Our phones, our emails, our social media, it's all tied to the phone. And so my plan for this week is, as much as possible, wherever I am, my phone's gonna be in a different room. Because even if I don't have it out, even if it's in my pocket or even if it's face down on the table in front of me, I can still feel its pull. I still feel tempted to check it. And if I'm really present with my kids and then I say, oh, I just need to check one thing on my phone, before I know it, 10 or 15 minutes have passed by and my kids are like, Mommy, you're not playing with us. So for me, that's how I'm gonna try to maximize my time to take breaks this week, even when I only have little minutes of time. And as soon as I get a chunk of hours together to take a nap, believe me, I'm taking a nap. But all of the self-care things that we do together are also a form of nourishment. They're also a form of self-care, which is why I make it a point every morning when I get up, even though I'm super sleepy, to exercise. Because even though it takes effort and energy to do that activity, I get so much more energy out of it. It's a net positive. Same thing with Qigong. It doesn't take as much energy to do Qigong, right? It can be really gentle, but you get a lot out of it. And so as you're trying to build your energy, as you're trying to take breaks, as you're trying to make sure that you are, that everything you do has a net gain of energy in life, I just hold it up to that simple equation, right? Is this activity going to take more energy from me than it's going to give me back? And if the answer is yes, then do I really need to do this activity? Some of them you do. We have responsibilities, we have obligations, but a lot of them you don't. A lot of them are just the busy doings that we make up to fill our space because we're just not used to nothing going on. We're used to all of this stimulation from every direction. So again, the equation for the week is, does this give me more energy than it takes, or does it take more energy than it gives? And then you have the opportunity to make conscious decisions about what you engage in. Okay, so let's jump into some Qigong. I got a question, or I got a message from one of you after last week saying that the Qigong that we did last week was actually really hard for you, that it kind of made you achy and sore, and you were a little bit discouraged because you said that I made it look so easy and that everybody else was having an easy time with it as well. And I just wanted to address that because it's an assumption that everyone else thought it was easy. I bet a lot of people thought it was challenging. Even me, up here, you'll see me get out of breath and start sweating a little bit as we do Qigong. And so one thing I just want to say is just like everything else in life, consistency is key. And the more you practice, the better your endurance will be and the better you'll get at it. But the other thing is, one of the things I love so much about Qigong is that it can be modified so that anybody can do it. People that cannot walk can do Qigong, right? People with no arms can do Qigong. You can modify every single movement to suit your abilities. And so for any of the things that we're doing today or in any class, if you feel like you can't get the balance right, or you can't go down as low, right? Or you can't bend as far, fine. Do as much of the movement as you can. Move right up into the edge of where the pain is about to start, and then hold off there. And do the moves consistently over time, and you're going to see that each time you go a little bit farther, you go a little bit lower, you're a little bit more flexible, and before you know it, you're really going to be rocking and rolling, okay? So that's just an invitation to all of you. If you need to modify something, because today we're going to do an 8 brocades routine, because I really want us to get some yummy, yummy stretching. I want us to limber up the spine. I want us to leave the session feeling really relaxed and loose. But some of the moves are a little bit more challenging in terms of having to go down low on your legs, in terms of flexibility on the spine. And that's because this routine is meant to enhance the flexibility of the spine and the hips and the whole frame, okay? All right, let's begin. So everybody stand up if you're not already standing. And we're going to start, as always, in Wuji with your feet together and your arms either neutral or with palms facing the universe. And then we're going to sink down as we shift all of our weight into one leg and step out slightly wider than shoulder width distance apart. And for this first move, we're going to inhale as we bring our arms up the midline, palms up, and if you have the balance, coming up onto your tiptoes as you rise. And then here, the palms turn out and up to face the sky. And then you're going to exhale, sinking down, pushing out through your arms. So push, 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 push out through the palms of your hands. And we repeat. So inhale, palms come up, rising up onto the tiptoes, palms turn out and up, and exhale down, sinking back down onto the heels, gentle bend in the knees, pushing out through your palms, and repeat. Inhale. Exhale, push, 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 sinking down. One more time. Inhale. Palms turn up. And exhale, sinking down. Good. Nice. Okay, for our next move, we're going to go into a horse stance. So our legs are going to be wider. The way that I get from this stance to a wider stance, the way that I was taught, is I move my feet like this, right? So toes out, heels out, toes out, heels out, toes out, until I'm about where I need to be, and then you sink down, okay? Remember, feet should be turned slightly outward. Knees should be bending outwards. Ideally, the knees will be over your ankles. You don't want them to go out past your toes because that's when you're going to get hurt, okay? So for this move, we're going to inhale as we sink down and twist to one side. And then we're going to exhale, swinging down and coming up the other side. Inhale. And exhale. And remember, if it doesn't feel comfortable to go this low or have your feet this wide apart, then keep your feet closer together and don't go as low. Good. We're going to bring our feet back to slightly wider than shoulder width distance apart. If you follow the rule that your knees cannot go out past your toes, then you're going to know how far down you can go with each distance of width your feet are apart, right? If I'm like this, I can only go this low, right? With my booty going out back before my knees are out over my toes. If I'm this wide apart, I can go lower, okay? So be mindful, a mirror helps, but this way you won't hurt yourself doing these moves. Okay, so the third move is sort of like the first in that we're going to inhale and bring palms up the midline as we rise, and then when you get to about the level of the ribs, one palm is going to turn up and continue its journey upwards as the other palm turns down and pushes down. Good. And then you're going to exhale, pushing out through the upper arm as you come down. And then the next time we're going to inhale, and the other arm is going to go up as this arm pushes down. Good, and out the side. Awesome. Again, inhale. The move that we did last week is called Unifying Heaven and Earth. And this move is called Separating Heaven and Earth. This move is really good for your spleen and stomach chi, which helps with digestion, helps with being able to absorb the nutrients from your food, helps with a feeling of abundance versus scarcity. Come back to center at the lower dantian. Good. And for our next move, we're going to go wider again, okay? So into your horse stance, right? Zigging out with the feet. And then this move is the drawing the bow move, okay? So we're going to inhale as we bring our arms up and around our head, and we're going to exhale, arms come down. We're going to inhale as we draw the bow, and then exhale, sinking down again. And then we inhale up and exhale to the other side. Inhale, drawing the bow, and exhale down, okay? Other side now, so inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, draw the bow, and when you draw the bow, this arm should be straight. It's not back, it's not up, it's not down, it's straight ahead. And if you think that you're pulling this back so that you can punch somebody, typically that helps you keep your arms straight, okay? And then we sink. One more time, inhale up, exhale down, inhale, draw the bow, and exhale down. Good. And then we come back to our ready position, okay? So the fifth move is similar to the first and the third moves. We're gonna bring our hands up the midline, coming up onto our tiptoes, turning our palms up at the top. But now, instead of coming back down the midline, we're going to come forward as we sink back down onto our heels and all the way down. And then we're going to inhale and look up. Can you see me? Yes, you can. Okay, good. So inhale and look up, and then you exhale and you roll up the spine, vertebra by vertebra. Good. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale, coming forward, all the way down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, rolling up, vertebra by vertebra. Okay, let's do it one more time. Inhale up, palms turn up on your tiptoes. Exhale, forward, coming back down onto our heels, all the way down. Inhale, looking up, and exhale, rolling up, vertebra by vertebra. I love that one. Okay. And for our next move, that's right, we're gonna go further out again. So actually, no, we're not yet. Stay in this position. For this one, if you feel like your balance is good, I'm gonna invite you to come up on your toes. Otherwise, you can just stay with your heels down. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn our palms out. We're gonna come up onto the toes, and we're gonna inhale and twist to one side. Exhale. Inhale, twist to the other side. exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. And sink back down. I love that one. That one is really relaxing. If you feel stressed, if you feel like you're in sympathetic overdrive, this is such a good one to just do over and over again, and you'll feel yourself coming back into balance and calming down. And it can be done by itself. Okay, now we're gonna go out into our wider horse stance. So shimmying your feet out, okay? And this one is gonna start like drawing the bow. So we're gonna inhale, arms coming up, exhale, sinking down, and then we're gonna tense our arm muscles so much that they start to vibrate, okay? And you're gonna inhale as you punch out, rising up, and you're gonna exhale, punching out with the other arm as you come down. And then we relax, inhale, bring the arms up, exhale, tensing, bringing the arms down, and inhale, punching up, exhale, punching out, and relax. Inhale, arms come up, exhale, arms come down, and tensing and vibrating, we punch, and we relax. And then we inhale up, this is the last time, exhale down, tensing and vibrating, we inhale, punch and rise, exhale, punch and drop, and then we relax. And you can come back to center. When you tense and release like that, just like we do in our warm-up, it has the effect of, it's like a tourniquet. You tense all the muscles and the blood and lymphatic flow sort of gets cut off ahead of the blockage. And then when you finally relax, because it's built up so much, it just whooshes through. And it's like a fire hose, just flushing out lactic acid, flushing out toxins, and really creating this relaxation effect. Okay, the final move of the 8 brocades is also amazing for working out stress and tension, especially if you're like super irritated or something's really getting to you and you can't let it go. This one can also be done just by itself. And for this one, what you're gonna do is you're gonna inhale as you bring your arms up, rising up onto your tiptoes, and then you exhale and just whoosh it out. Right? So you inhale like you're scooping up all the stuff that's just getting in your way, and you exhale and just whoosh it out. I think about everything in terms of energy now, so when I'm inhaling, I'm picturing myself like scooping up all that stinky chi, that stagnant chi, the stuck chi, and then I just whoosh it out. So let's do it a few times in quick succession. Do it as slow or as fast as you want to. You don't want anyone to fall on their face. If it's too much to come up onto your toes, then just keep your feet flat, okay? And I'm just gonna do a few repetitions pretty quickly, all right? You go at your own pace. So ready? And if you're going up on your tiptoes when you rise, be sure to come down onto your heels and tap the heels on the floor as you drop. That helps stimulate your lymphatic system so that it drains the toxins and the excess fluid out of you more properly. Awesome. Okay, let's close out our practice by coming back into Wuji. So we're going to shift all of our weight into one leg. We're going to inhale. Arms coming up, feet step together. We're going to exhale down the midline. As your hands get to the level of the lower ribs, they slowly start to float out to the side. And we do this 3 times, one for each energy center or dantian. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. And back into Wuji. That feels good, right? Especially after that last move, I feel so much lighter. I feel so much more relaxed. Hopefully you're feeling something similar. Put a note in the chat. Let me know how you're feeling after that practice. So I had planned to go into a meditation after this for just more supreme relaxation. I'm feeling pretty loose and pretty relaxed. And I want you guys to have free time this weekend. So let's do a little bit of a briefer version. I was gonna sit, but I think I'm gonna do it standing. You guys are welcome to sit or stand. We're just gonna do a little bit of meditation to help clear out any last little bit of like stuck, stagnant, frenetic energy or monkey mind that might be left. And then we'll close out our practice, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week, okay? Okay, so find your comfortable position. Take a deep breath in. Let your eyes drift closed on the exhale. And as you continue your deep, even breathing, turn your attention inwards and allow yourself to scan your body from top to bottom, whatever order makes sense to you. Notice any stresses, any tension, any unwanted thoughts or feelings, and visualize them turning into a black smog within you. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, allow the smog to exit your body through the breath, flowing out into the air around you, where it is converted instantly back into neutral energy. Inhaling in clear, fresh air, blowing out the black smog. Inhale, exhale, and continue breathing with intention, so that with each breath in, more of you is filled with clear, fresh, empty space, and the level of the smog descends further and further down as you blow it out. Inhaling and exhaling. And if you get stuck at a particular level where the progress seems to pause, feel free to bounce a little bit as you breathe, or if you're sitting, you can just shake your hips or your back or your shoulders. You can tap your knees up and down against the floor, and find that that little bit of vibration helps to break up the black smog and facilitate you breathing it out. Continue this breathing for a few more moments, allowing the level of the smog to go all the way down past your knees, past your calves, past your ankles, finally all the way out the feet, leaving behind clear, fresh emptiness in its place. And take a moment to appreciate the stillness, the quiet, the peace. Notice how there's a sense of fullness to the emptiness, of having rather than lacking. And this emptiness is an opportunity to maintain this state or fill yourself with something else of your choosing. For those of you that wish to maintain this state, I invite you to rest and rejoice in it for a few more moments. For those of you that wish to fill yourselves with something else, I invite you to invite it in. In with the breath, in through your third eye, through the Bahue point at the top of your head, through the Laogong points in the palms of your hands, through the Yang Quan points in the soles of your feet. Invite in that which you wish. Energy, love, compassion, healing. Gradually filling yourself up with each breath. Notice how easily it pours in now that you have created the space for it. Continue to breathe, filling yourself up until your internal environment is completely full, completely saturated, and continue breathing, inviting more in so that it starts to radiate out from your being. Now allow yourself some moments to just enjoy what it is like to be full and radiating with the purity of that which you have chosen. When you feel ready, allow yourself through your breath to bring movement back into your face, into your head and your neck, into your shoulders and your chest, into your arms, wrists, hands and fingers, into your lower back and your hips, your thighs, knees, calves, ankles, feet and toes. And when you feel ready, take a deep breath and open your eyes. Back into the room, back into the now. I hope you enjoyed your meditation. I'll say one thing and then I'm going to close out. And please put all the comments, questions, anything you want into the chat. I always read them all. I try to answer every single one, so I definitely want to hear from you. What I want to say is when we're talking about filling ourselves up, inviting in that which we choose, and continuing to invite it in past the point when we're full until it's radiating out of us, I spent a lot of time in my life thinking about this concept of calm in the midst of chaos, right? How do we maintain that state of Zen when everything around us is crashing and burning? And I used to have this visual of me in the middle of a clear bubble with hurricanes and tornadoes and debris all whirling around outside the bubble, but within the bubble, everything was clear. And as much as I tried and as much as I practiced with that visual and tried to tap into that state, my calm was shattered so easily. And I had a realization not that long ago that, that visual between me and that thin membrane of the bubble, all there was empty space. And so really all there was to keep the chaos out was that thin membrane of a bubble, which, oh my gosh, is so easy to break, right? You played with bubbles when you were a kid. I play with bubbles with my kids in the bath. If you breathe strongly, it can pop that membrane. And so when I started tapping in and teaching about things like anxiety and looking at it from a Chinese medicine perspective and realizing that the opposite of anxiety isn't calm, it's love and joy. And then I started to try to meditate with the visualization of filling myself up with those until it saturated me and radiated out beyond me, so that instead of a thin membrane protecting a bubble of emptiness with me in the center, now I was in the middle of this like big gooey glob of love and joy. And that was so much more resilient. Not being surrounded by emptiness, being so full to overflowing that this love and joy created this true barrier around me, right? That things started to be able to bounce off of and deflect off of. And so that's just my insight for you. That's been really helpful for me. So if you're somebody that is quick to anger, quick to get frustrated, quick to have your peace broken, trust me, I feel you. that was me. That's the state that I was born in and how I have been for most of my life, and am now learning how to be a different way. I would say instead of focusing on that which you want to keep out, focus on what you want to have around you and invite that in and allow it to fill you to overflowing, so that the excess forms that bubble of energy around you. And I think you're going to find that it's a lot harder to penetrate from the outside. Okay, everyone. I hope you had a good session. I hope you got at least one thing that you're going to take with you into the week that's going to really help you. As always, let me know what troubles you're facing, what sticking points you're having, what questions, what concerns. I want to hear from you. I try to address everything that I hear. And then one more announcement, really important actually. Next week, we are going to try to do this on Instagram instead of Facebook. Facebook is wonderful, but there's a lot of stuff with Facebook that I think a lot of us are not so cool with right now. And so we're gonna try shifting over to Instagram and see how it goes. I will post the video from Instagram into the Facebook feed. And so if Facebook is your thing and you wanna continue on Facebook, you will totally be able to watch it here. It just won't be live. When I post the event for next week, in the middle of this week, I'll give all the information for how to connect through Instagram to the video. And then if you want to come in through Instagram and you don't have it on your phone already, download the app, it's free. I will tell you, Instagram is also social media. It is also a rabbit hole that you can get sucked into. I can't use it for scrolling and looking at other people's stuff. I can only use it for my stuff, or very intentionally to watch very specific things. So you feel free to put the app on your phone and forget it's there. But it does a really, I think, a much better job of notifying you when I go live, keeping you updated on things as they're happening. And so I think it might just be a better communication tool for us and for practical purposes and in real time, okay? So let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, have a wonderful week. I hope you enjoyed this session, and until next time, be well. Bye.